that little town, they were lost and never found. Fallen leaves, fallen leaves, fallen leaves on the ground.
Okay, now the story of the fighter. Obviously, everybody knows out there that I am not very good at telling stories. But if you don't know, I'm not very good at telling stories. So I'm going to do it really simply. Really simple and easy for me at least. And I'm just going to describe it this way. It is a true story of Irish Mickey Ward, who in the 1980s went pro welterweight boxing champion, and this movie is pretty much about what happened before that and what he had to overcome to become the big pro that he was. He had to overcome a lot of his brother being a drug addict and being his trainer. He had to overcome his parents and his family just because they were being overpowering of him, and he had to overcome just a whole bunch of stuff, being divorced to his wife and not getting to be able to see his daughter. He had to overcome a lot, become this great fighter before he could actually go pro and become a champion. And that's pretty much what the story is. I loved it, but you know what? I just love the story. There you go. Everything in the story was fantastic, so there you go. That doesn't mean the movie's great. I don't know, the story's great, but the movie could be a little slow sometimes. You know, I love the story. Whatever, I love the film. But go on to the pros of the film, because I'm going to go with pros and cons for now on for films, but whatever. Pros and cons, let's go on to the positives or the pros for the film. I love the acting in this film. The acting in this film is probably some of the best of the year. The ensemble cast in this just does an amazing job. Even the small characters here and there are just fantastic. But of course I have to talk about the three main actors in this film that just did a phenomenal job. Mark Wahlberg, I usually like him, I really do. In this one, I loved him. He was so good as Mickey Ward. He was great. I mean, I felt for his character. I felt bad for his character at a lot of points. And then when he just succeeds, because you know, if you're thinking, you know, this is going to end tragically, then you're a moron. So, yeah, when he succeeds, you really feel good for him. He's a great character, and he does a great job. I mean, Mark Wahlberg knew the guy, knew the actual Mickey Ward, so that it was great to see him actually play Mickey Ward. So, phenomenal job by him. Christian Bale, he's winning an Oscar. He's fantastic in this film. I think he's just a tad bit better than Mark Wahlberg. I hope both of these people win the Best Actor award and Best Supporting Actor for the Oscars and the Golden Globes, because they were fantastic in this film. Christian Bale changed himself completely. He was hilarious at points. He was dramatic at points. His character was either likable or dislikable, but overall I liked his character. So really great job by Christian Bale. And Amy Adams, she's hot and she's great and I love her. So I always loved her. So really great job by her also. She plays a really cool character, and really cool character, but really just she's a great actress. That's all I really need to say, right? You also got other performances from Melissa Leo, who plays Mickey Ward's mom. She's fantastic. And Jack McGee, who plays the father. He's also fantastic. There's also some performances here, like there's a performance by a guy named Mickey O'Reef, I think his name is. I can't remember if that's his real name, but that's his name in the film and in real life, because he plays himself in the film, and he's not even an actor at all. This is his first time, and he does a fantastic job in this film. I really thought he was great, and it was really cool to see someone that isn't an actor do a fantastic job. So overall, that's probably my biggest positive for the film. Everybody was great in this film. Another positive for the film, the fight scenes. When there is fight scenes, there's not that many fight scenes, but when there is a fight scene, they're fantastic. They're some of the best out there, because all the blows sound authentic. They all sound like real blows, mostly because they really are fight scenes. Mark Wahlberg, that really did actually go through these fight scenes, and he did get screwed up a few times. So that was really cool. The fight scenes were fantastic. Also, the dialogue in the film was also just so good. I mean, the screenplay and everything, just the script, fantastic. Everything in this film, I can't think of one thing I didn't like. So really, it's going to be hard for me to pick cons and negatives out. So I'm just going to go straight into that and tell you what I really thought about the film. It's obvious what I think about it, but I'm going to tell you how much I think of it. So really, just the dialogue was fantastic. Let me tell you all the positives so far. Great story, fantastic acting, great fight scenes, and the dialogue and the script, all that was fantastic. So let me go on to the negatives, the cons of the film. Okay, really the only thing I could think of for a negative, and I was really thinking, like, what did I not like? I can't think. But really, the only thing I can think of is that it's a little predictable. That's really it. The only thing I can think of is for a boxing movie that it's a little predictable. A true story that we all know how it's going to end is a little predictable. But it's obvious. How are they going to freaking change it? What, are they going to tell a true story that didn't really happen? Because then it wouldn't be a true story. So it's a little predictable, sure, but if you don't know the story of Mickey Ward, then there you go. I probably spoiled it earlier, but really, come on, it's a boxing movie. If you didn't think he was going to succeed some way, then sorry, you're a moron. And plus, the description of the film is that he succeeds, so whatever. I loved the film, I really did. That's the only negative I could think of. I really adore this film. I hope it does great at the Oscars and the Golden Globes, because it's definitely in my top 3 at least. I'd say top 5. I'm not sure about top 3, but definitely my top 5 of favorite films of this year. I loved it. If I had to give it a score, I'm going to be a little bit more serious with my ratings from now on. I might give this lower than a few movies that I gave higher this year, but it doesn't mean that they're better. It just means that I was being very stupid before and doing really bad with giving scores. So this movie, I'm going to give a 9.6 out of 10. I loved it. Fantastic film. Go check it out. That's my review. I hope you enjoyed it because I loved watching this film. Go check it out. If you can't see Tron this weekend, at least see The Fighter, because Tron's going to make its money. It's obvious, and it's a great film. But this one's not going to make that much money, and it needs to be seen because it's a fantastic film. Go check it out. I loved it. So there you go. There's my review. 9.6 out of 10, not 7.6. 9.6 out of 10, and goodbye.